and we had a fairly good turnout even on that night shift on Thursday night. Friday, again, a very good turnout. The staff then committed to working the weekend. I think we've cleared, I would say, between 70 to 80% of the backlog as I speak to you. There's been a huge effort, and I think one that Pikitup, the city of Joburg, and the residents of Joburg appreciate.
Yeah.
We're constantly monitoring the situation. What we've done as well is we doubling up with plant and equipment so we can work through the day as well as some night shift in order to clear the garden refuse sites.
What are the lessons you would say that Pikitup and Johannesburg has learned from this experience?
You know, I think that, look, there are a lot of operational lessons that we've learned. We certainly need to review our strike contingency plan. But I think the most critical thing, and it's about the nature of the conversation we're having around waste management. You know, our typical behavior is to take whatever we dispose of and generate in our homes and throw it into the bin.
Yeah.
But if you reflect on the fact that waste is a resource, that we ought to be recycling, we ought to be reducing the waste that we're generating. So the nature of where we find ourselves as a society needs to start changing. Individuals need to start changing their behavior with respect to waste. And I think that's the most important thing for citizens. Also for citizens, I think it's about people taking responsibility for their own environments. You know, we've got a lot of criticism where people say, oh, my waste is piling up. When is Pikitup going to come and fetch it? But my question back to residents in Joburg is, what did you do?
Yeah. That's a fair question. And it almost leads into the next question. Do you think it's time for waste management to become an essential service, or sort of ring-fenced as an essential service, so that we don't go down this kind of route again?
Absolutely, and it's a matter that we are giving serious consideration to. Together with our shareholder, the city of Johannesburg, we'll be doing the preparatory work for the application early in January, because I think the issues around waste are also related to the fact that waste piling up starts to become a hazard, a health hazard for communities. But even I go back to what I said, which is if we're dealing with waste differently, we're unlikely to ever have the kind of crisis we saw in the last 2 weeks.
Amanda, thank you very much for that. Unfortunately, I would have liked to carry on with the interview, but there you see Gerinel, he's already in his full battle regalia this morning. The court is in session for Oscar Pistorius' bail hearing. Let's go to the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria.
In terms of the